Can Peter Mayer and Faith Rivera get an amen? Amen. All right. Very nice. Thank you for clapping. That was beautiful. All right. Well, I'm sure that we all noticed this past week that we were offered plenty of high contrast to choose what we'll focus on. For example, there was the National Day of Mourning last Thursday for Jimmy Carter. And we could have decided to focus on the sadness and mourn the passing of a great humanitarian. Or we could have decided to focus with joyous appreciation for a long life well lived. That was an example for all of us. Jimmy Carter's life made a powerful difference in the lives of so many. If we watched the televised service, it was easy to feel uplifted by the recognition and the high praise of a man who lived his life, his whole life, long life, in loving service. He once said, "I've learned that our greatest blessings come when we're able to improve the lives of others." His life was a beautiful example of one who was blessed by being a blessing wherever he was. And isn't that what we all desire? To touch the livingness of each other in positive ways. We all know how good it feels on those occasions or in those moments when we serve others in some way. Even if we offer even a small gesture like opening the door for someone, when we do it, we feel blessed that we were able to be the one that opened the door for someone. When our heart is in harmony with life, we naturally feel kindness and compassion and connection with others. Anytime we live heart to heart with all life, we're living the life we're created to live. We're living our unity. We're knowing our oneness. And we become an outer example of the divine self that lives within us as us. We read in A Course of Love, to be an example life is to be what you represent in truth. An example life is full of acceptance of the self in form. It is full acceptance of difference as well as sameness and of the necessity of each. It is a way of joy and harmony, for only through joy and harmony can true service become true action. Now, a beautiful and powerful thing occurred last Thursday. For at least 1 hour, maybe a little more, many in our country and around the world were focused on an example life. We were focused together at the same time on something good. And there is power in our collective focus. The longer the focus on good, the more momentum our united energy creates as it moves in the direction of good, faster and faster. It's a momentum that allows more love, joy, peace, and harmony to flow easily into human awareness, and in turn to manifest in abundant form as something good in the world. But there's also power in our collective focus on something not so good. The longer the focus, the more momentum our united energy creates as it moves in the direction of unwanted things. In those moments, we restrict and affirm the absence of the love, the peace, the joy, and the harmony that is available in our human awareness. And as we do that, as we restrict the awareness in ourselves and add to it collectively, in turn, we help to keep it from manifesting in the world. For example, last week, many of us were focused together on the dramatic images of destruction in California caused by fast-moving wildfires fueled by powerful winds and dry conditions. The longer we were mesmerized by those media images, the more we added to the momentum of unwanted things, not meaning to. But the longer we focused on the negativity of so many angry voices of blame, the more we took in the problem without considering anything positive as we thought about it, the more we talked about it in the same way, the more our focus added to the collective momentum of the manifestation of more unwanted things. Even here in Michigan, we didn't have to be in California because there is no distance in the collective thought energy that we share with everyone on the planet. Abraham Hicks tells us, you have only one thing to consider in your now moment, and the next, and the next. Am I, with this thought, adding momentum to the solution or the problem? Which brings us to the title of today's talk, The Hits Just Keep On Coming. Now, we've probably all heard that phrase back in the day. I mean, I believe it originated in the 60s when radio hosts would enthusiastically promise their listeners that their station would be playing one popular hit after another. We like that. And it's often used nowadays in positive ways to mean that one good thing after another is happening. The hits just keep on coming. And it's also used today, sarcastically, when something bad is going on. And the hits just keep on coming. Now, we think we know that we attract things into our life with our thoughts. One thing, one thought after another. One thing after another. But how often do we think about that? How often do we give our thoughts any thought? How often do we actually consider that what we're placing our thoughts upon will attract more of? It's the nature of life, and it's the law of attraction. Like attracts like. And since life is about more and more, like attracts more and more like itself. Every thought, positive or negative, draws to it more and more thoughts just like it. That in turn manifests in wanted or unwanted form, just like it. In other words, the hits just keep coming from one direction or the other, depending on what we're thinking. Like a train heading north or south, depending upon the route it's following. And so it is that the momentum of our thinking creates more and more well-being, or one health challenge after another. That the momentum of our thinking creates more and more financial abundance and more abundance of good, or one financial challenge after another. That the momentum of our thinking creates more and more harmonious relationships and encounters with strangers, or one cantankerous encounter after another. And when the hits just keep on coming from whichever direction they're coming, either from a wanted or unwanted manifestation, we think we're either lucky or unlucky. But neither of those things are true. It's not about luck. We've just been focusing on the good we want, feeling lucky because the hits just keep on coming, or we've been focusing on the lack of that good in our life and we don't see it anywhere. And in the process of our focus, we're creating momentum toward what we want and what we don't want. Abraham Hicks tells us that the more time and attention you have given to a subject, any subject, the more momentum it has. And you're not going to stop momentum all at once. That's why it's best not to get it started in the first place if it's not going where you want it to go. Now, we know that a train starts out slow, and it looks like it's hardly moving. Just like a thought in our mind starts out slow, doesn't seem to be going anywhere. But once a train builds up speed, one consistent chugga at a time, it can't stop that momentum on a dime or change direction. It has to slow down. It has to slow before it can stop. If unwanted hits just keep coming in our life, we can slow the momentum of the manifestation of unwanted by giving more time and attention to those things we do want. Not just sometimes, not just, oh yeah, I wanted something good, but as often throughout the day as we can, to remind ourselves of the good that we want. It's what we focus on every day that builds momentum and changes momentum. Not what we do, just one chug-a-lug at a time. In the way of knowing, we read, each event that arises for you need not be judged. For manifestation is simply the expression that reveals where the mind has been focusing. The real power is the very mystery that anything can manifest at all, and you are free to constantly choose anew. Just because we're heading in the wrong direction doesn't mean we have to keep going in that direction. If we don't see things change anew right away, it's important for us not to see that as evidence that our good thoughts aren't making a difference, or that we're doing something wrong. It's just revealing where our mind has been focusing for a while. It's just revealing the momentum that we've created, but it's also revealing that we're a creator and that we can build momentum in the other direction. A habit of thought changes one chugga at a time. We slow the momentum of unwanted happenings in our life, one good thought and one good feeling at a time. And then, while we're slowing things down, to take the time to give our attention to whatever good things step forward in our life to reveal themselves to us, because they're there and they'll pop up and they'll continue to reveal themselves until the hits just keep on coming. Even if we don't see the change physically yet, we can decide to focus on the good feeling within us our thoughts are creating, and fall in love with that feeling so that it's all that we want to feel, no matter what's going on. When we're in love with that feeling of just feeling good about ourselves, feeling good about life, we're living heart to heart with all of life. We're living the life we're created to live, and we're living in our unity and oneness with everyone else. In this way, we become an outer example of the divine self that lives within us as us. All of us are an example life. So we just need to ask ourselves what example we're offering. But the momentum we create when we focus on good thoughts and on feeling good will allow the good to manifest and keep coming and coming from the direction of good. Consistent change in our thoughts comes with consistent intention to change them. They won't change on their own. They didn't come on their own, and they won't leave on their own. Now, something good can come out of anything, no matter what it looks like, no matter how horrendous it may appear to be. And something good can come out of even the devastation in California. There's a lot of contrast there. We know that there's a lot of people acknowledging each other, giving unselfish, unloving help and service. We know that there are people acknowledging miracles taking place right there. But fiery anger and fierce blame and combustible finger pointing and intense hopelessness will only allow the hits of unwanted to keep on coming. Because there's been a lot of momentum for a long, long time. Abraham Hicks tells us there is nothing that comes to you unless you invite it by thought. We invite good health, happy relationships, financial abundance, and every other good thing that we desire or could ever desire with our unresisted thoughts of good. We don't argue with those thoughts. We don't say why they can't happen. We just think them and feel them and allow them to be what lives in us. With every acknowledgement of the good in our life and the good around us, we build energetic momentum in the direction of good. And we add our powerful, positive, energetic vibration to the collective momentum that allows the manifestation of wanted things in the world. It's the only way it can happen. Even if we're here in Michigan, we're affecting the whole world. Even when we're home alone, we're affecting the whole world because there is no distance in the collective thought energy we share with everyone else in the world. Let's be the ones who allow the good to just keep on coming. Namaste. All righty. Well, this is a time of our service when we get to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Oh, thank you for such beautiful love that just shines from you, the energy of it, the warmth of it. It feels so good. And as we always say, we can feel you. If you're watching live stream, your vibration is strong, and we feel your love. So thank you. Thank you for adding to the collective good that is LEC. And as we know, in order for us to keep doing this loud and clear, we require financial support. And everyone here, thank you, because I know that we're here because of you. And many of you who are watching, thank you, because we're here because of you. We're all in this together. I almost had something to say about taking a collection for the collective consciousness, but I couldn't put it together. But work on it, you guys. But anyway, if you want to add to the collective good that is LEC, and you don't know how yet, or you just got here and you just found us live, or you just found us during the week on a video, and you're just wondering, how can I feel a part of this? How can I know that I'm adding to the collective energy and in turn it is increasing my own? How can I do that? Well, there's someone who can answer that very question. Our wonderful treasurer, Dr. Jamie Phillips.
Morning.
Good morning.
Well, these good hits just keep on coming and coming week after week with these talks. How great. Yeah, thank you. If you would like to donate to the Life Enrichment Center, I'm going to give you some ways to do it. You can donate via Facebook, which is facebook.com/Life Enrichment Center. You can go to our website, lecflint.com. There's a donate button on that page. On PayPal, our email address is lec2512@gmail.com. And you can just write, or you can just donate via PayPal. You can send a check to our P.O. Box, Life Enrichment Center, P.O. Box 321294, Flint, Michigan 48532. And here in the sanctuary, we're going to be doing an offertory while we listen to the vocal stylings of our very own Marcia Allen singing in this very room, followed by a gratitude prayer. Thank you.